controls work, right? Charles?
No, I'm looking at it. I'm just kind of taking it in.
All right, so this is the actual program. Now let's do this.
Wait, this token, oh, this is your wallet. So you actually, it gives you like a wireframe for a screen. You've got windows, you've sized.
Well, this is the actual application. This is the real GUI. It's resizable, all the fun stuff there. So this is the actual application that's running with dummy data. So if I quit that, so first let's open this guy up. This is the sort of the root of the application. So I'm now running SceneBuilder. All right, so here's SceneBuilder, and I'm just gonna make this bigger. So you can see right here, this is the basic app. It's got a menu bar, and it's got a big canvas here with nothing on it. And so this is the application. So if I wanted to, put other stuff here, I could. Like for instance, here's menus for file edit help, right? And so maybe I want another one. So I can drag that on there. And that actually put it under the wrong place. It made it a sub menu there. And I can type in whatever I want to call it, right? And you can see it's up. All this. Sorry, I can't see this because my screen share stuff is hovering over it, but you can see it updated it in the GUI, so you can see what that looks like, right?
Yeah. So this is the menu bar. Okay,
Yeah, so that's the menu bar, and like I can do this, and it shows me a preview, right, of whatever I'm doing. But this is really boring, right?
Or is this also, if I want to do a web app, how does that work?
This is for desktop.
Okay.
So it's not for web apps. But so let me drop out of this because that's a really boring thing. Let's look at the actual screen we were looking at before. Now, see, this is the screen. It doesn't show the menu bar and everything else because this is just a screen that's inside of the app. And the idea is we can make different screens for different purposes separately from the application and integrate them together. So what I want to do is I'm going to go back here and I'm going to run this program again so we can see it. All right, so you can see it's got this various transactions over here, the details here, and then this accordion of inputs and outputs.
Yeah.
Now, if we compare that to this is what it looks like in here. And so this looks just like a mock-up, right?
Yeah.
Same thing, you click on these things, you can see how there's different things in here. So, if we want to start changing things in here, it's just like a mock-up. We can drag and drop those things in here. So let's do an example here. Let's say you don't, you want to put, I don't know, a label here. Let's add a label right here. And we'll say Charles, right?
Yeah.
Yay. We put a label there. And then I can save this, which I just did. And then I'll hop out here, come back over, and wish there was a easy way to make Zoom not constantly in my way.
You should be able to move the bar out of the way.
Okay, well, I'll do that later. All right, so anyway, I'm running the app again, and look, there's Charles, right?
Yeah.
So it's already built into the app. All I did was just change it in SceneBuilder. So it's really that straightforward. So let me give you a more relevant example, right? So let's just run SceneBuilder from scratch, right? And so we'll start with the basic application. Here we go, right? So let's say that we want to do a similar thing here and put in one of those split planes. We'll do it. All right. So we'll put that in here. Let me make this get out of my way too. Sorry, all these Zoom things are just keep getting in the way. Anyway, going on. Okay, so we got this split pane. We'll basically have it take up this full space. You know, we can adjust this to whatever we want. Let's make it, you know, 60/40, right? And then, you know, maybe you want, you know, put, let's say, a table. We can stick a table over here. Make that take up that space there, and you know, we can do all the various things you would expect, right? You got all your different choices. Again, this is just like mock-ups, right? You're just moving the stuff around, putting it however you want. This table came with columns 1 and 2, so you know, we can do first name, and over here we can do last name, and you know, maybe I want to add another column. We'll call it, you know, city, right? So we made our little mock-up.
Yeah, this isn't even programming. I mean, this is something that like I could literally have my wireframe person just put together.
Yeah, and so let me show you what's happening here. If I go ahead and save this file, you know, I'll just drop this on my local machine here, just as an example here. So this is the file, and I'll open it with little text editor or something.
Yeah.
Man, I got too many applications. There we go. So that GUI work turned into this XML file. And this XML file is what you need to basically then start programming around it. So yeah, so instead of just doing mock-ups and then sending a picture to someone and then having to do the GUI, now you can literally just send the file. And then this can be edited and connected up to the code. And I'll show you how that works right now. So basically, if we go back to the Java code, this file earlier, transaction.fxml, this was that same XML file. And if we, you know, search this, we don't find Charles in here anywhere, right? Here, because
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. It's just throwing out a ready to go XML.
Yeah, so there's that label that we made earlier, right?
Yeah.
So behind the scenes, what's happened is that we've actually connected this transaction view essentially to a controller. This is using the model view controller software design pattern. And where that's happening here is we look inside this XML and we'll see or actually it might be easier just to show you in SceneBuilder on the GUI side. Right, so basically right here in the SceneBuilder, you can specify the controller class that's going to do the code. And then your various components here, like this table here, we connected it with its own IDs, and these IDs actually match up in the code. So when we come over to the Java code, basically we have these annotated properties that say fxml. And what's happening behind the scenes is essentially the IDE knows that this is supposed to be connected to fields in the XML file, and it does all the wiring behind the scenes.
Oh, so that just simplifies like the stupid typo problem that you have, right? If you call the wrong whatever.
Yeah, because you know, let's say, for example, watch. I'll do this. Remember, we made the label Charles, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and make a label. We'll call it the Charles label, right? Now I have your label, right? And we also had it in SceneBuilder, but I didn't
Is there a
connect.
class library you've got to instantiate first to turn it all on, or have you done that already? I missed that.
The main guide is right here. Does that? So
Okay, so that gives you access to.
here it launches.
Yeah.
And, this is where I throw in my dummy data.
I got it. Okay.
Right. So back over here, we have the Charles label, so you know this gives me all the bazillion properties that we'd care about. But here, it needs an FX ID. And what we want to do is see that option, Charles label with a capital camel case here.
Yeah.
It got that from the code because right here in Zoom, sorry about that. It moused over right where I was trying to go in my IDE. See how we did Charles label right here?
Yeah, that's awesome.
So back over here in the GUI, it gives me that choice. And when I did that, it just connected the two. So now I can hit save, and now I've got programmatic access to that. So, for example, you know, one of the things that I might do here, and I mean, this is silly, but we can do these kind of silly things. You know, we can change the text to something else, right? And now when we run it, there it is, to something else.
Huh. So
now, of course,
let's talk menus, because labels are one thing, but menus are the bigger bitch to do, right? Especially nested menus and stuff like that.
Not really. I mean,
well, I'm not saying in this. I suspect it's going to be easy, but like when I've had to program menus before and structures and stuff like that, that's always a bigger issue. If that makes any sense.
Sure. So I'll just clean this back up. There we go. And we're back over here. So this one is not the application with the menu bar. This is just a screen. So we'll close that out. And you wanted to look at one with menu bar. All right. And here it is. So this is the hierarchy of the controls and layouts and everything else. So here's the menu bar. And this gives me over here all the various properties that you can expect that you would have, right? Now, what you'd probably be interested in is then, okay, well, here, if we're looking at the file menu, you want an actual menu item, right? So what you would do here, for example, I'll search for the controls. Here's the various things. So let's say that we wanted to add a new menu item to the file menu. We take the menu item here, and we add it to the file menu, and we give it some text.
Open, let's do open, close, save.
So you can do, so we can do open, and then, you said you wanted save.
Yeah, let's just do save, and then, I'm just opening Outlook. And then do like about or something, I don't know.
All right. So we throw that in here. Okay, so those create all those menu items, and we can do the preview and see, here they are. They actually already had an about in the help.
Yeah.
So let's say we don't want the about anymore. on file because it's already in the help menu. We'll delete that.
So how does that work with additional screens or pages? You just create them. Is there like a sub hierarchy for pages? I guess
so what we're doing here is we're putting all the pages inside here and using a consistent menu bar across all of them.
Ah.
So there's only one menu bar.
Makes sense. Can you do
it doesn't have to be that bars? Way. You can have different menu bars if you want.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you could.
Yeah. You could make the whole application completely separate for everything. And it's all a question of what reuse strategy you want, right?
No, that's pretty sweet. Now, how would that work? Well, that's not an application. This is just a GUI. So like if I wanted to integrate this with like my private key interface or into like the AWS API for whatever reason, or, tie it to the Chrome plugin for my Ether for, what is it? MetaMask, I think. Yeah. I want to tie it to the MetaMask. That's not this. That's the backend program. So how does this sit on the program? This just sits as a library that kind of packages with it?
Yeah, so this is just an application that runs on your desktop. You can write the code to hit APIs to do whatever you want. And the API code is exactly the same of whether it's a console command line app like I showed earlier, or if it's GUI, right?
And is this packaged up in like Install Shield or whatever? Or?
Yeah, I mean, they have native installers for Mac, Windows, and Linux.
Oh, nice.
And the other thing that's going on here, by the way, Charles, is this GUI that you make is all stylizable using CSS. So you can actually create your own CSS file and override the styles however you wish. And so you can actually, if you want, you can have different styles for different operating systems so that it looks more similar to native on the operating system. Or you can, of course, have a consistent style across all operating systems. And really, it's up to you.
That's pretty cool.
But what I like about this scene builder is it takes the exact same amount of time as doing a mock-up, but then the code's just all ready to go.
Yeah. I mean, and this is intuitive enough that you don't need to be a programmer to lay this out.
Yeah, I mean, and there's a lot of tools here. Again, earlier we started a new one. Here's again an example of a new one. And you've got these things. So, here's a little anchor pane. And then, here's some examples of, there's a whole bunch of different layouts that you can do if you want. But, just to give you an idea, let's say you want to throw a button here. And this button, you always want it to be, sort of in the top corner, no matter how much they resized it, right? So you can set those kind of rules really easily. So like here, I've put it in an exact spot. But if I don't want to do that, I can actually anchor it and say, okay, let's anchor it to the top and the left, and I want it always to be 10 pixels off of the top and the left. And now it will always stay there no matter what the sizes are, right? Now, what gets interesting is you can do that another way, which is to say, okay, you know what? I actually want this button not only to stick up here, but I want it to span the entire width, even though I don't know what the width is. So you come over here and you do that, and now it spans the entire width, right?
So this is called SceneBuilder?
Yeah, and so if we do the preview, here's the preview.
gluonhq.com.
What's that?
I saw, if I'm Googling SceneBuilder/Gluon.
Yeah, so the deal is SceneBuilder used to be with Oracle as part of the Java. They open sourced it, and Gluon has sort of taken over maintaining it. And so you can download the latest from them.
That's a funny name, Gluon.
Yeah, and you can see they've got a version of it that works with mobile and stuff.
Oh, really? So this will go into an app. So if you build this, it's mobile responsive, or?
They have tools to help you do that. Yeah.
Oh, it's
What we're looking
different.
at is really just designed for desktop, but they have tools to help you go mobile too.
Oh. Okay, I'm looking at the Gluon website. So it's licensed under BSD. Wow. Oh, excuse me. Dude, that's like changes. Programming is just so different these days, you know?
But do you see what I'm saying? You've done mock-ups before. I mean, it seemingly takes about the same time as doing a mock-up.
So now you have, I'm looking at Gluon's site. They've got Gluon Cloud Link.
Yeah, I think that's just to help people who want to do REST API kind of stuff.
Oh, okay. Looks like it looks like a big API. Then Gluon Mobile. So end-to-end Java. Yeah, the workflow design is really nice. Then SceneBuilder. Okay, so is everything cheap free, or let's look? Oh, there's
Yeah.
pricing.
No, SceneBuilder's free.
Okay,
Like I
so
said, it's open source.
Cloud Link you got to pay for it. Okay, so SceneBuilder's free to get you in on desktop. Then they have Cloud Link. Let me just show you. I'm on their website right now. So there's Cloud Link, which I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah, you don't need that.
1,000. What was Cloud Link again?
It's just a API for doing
Mobile management and cloud integration. And then there's mobile. Oh, there's a free tier too. Oh, look at this. You can build with a free tier on mobile, either desktop, Android, iOS, or embedded. I don't know what a nag screen is.
Yeah, I mean, this is your typical, they maintain an open source project and then they make a pay for version on top of it and offer support and consulting, etc.
Yeah. That's pretty sweet.
But my main point here is that the scene builder takes the same amount of time as just doing mockups, and then you can output the XML and use it directly in JavaFX.
Oh, yeah. I mean, why would you even use JavaFX? Why would you just stick with SceneBuilder and glue it on? Is it because it's not as efficient?
Well, JavaFX uses the scene builder XML.
Oh, okay.
So what's cool about SceneBuilder then, right, is you can do the mockup in it, and if you just want the mockup to build it on a different platform, you share the picture of it. But if you want to do it in Java, then you just download the XML.
I mean, it's easy enough that you're right. It basically, in the past, we'd have the UI person build out the UI in mockup and then pass it over. We can do it in here and then just pass it over, and there's no need to redo it again.
Exactly. If you want to build a desktop app using JavaFX, right?
Yeah. But with this also, SceneBuilder, how does it convert? Have you looked at the mobile app? The mobile app I'm sure there's got to be similarities if it's written by the same company.
Yeah, I haven't looked at it.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. Sweet. Well, that was kind of fun.